All right. I'd like to start off by saying Barakateh Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachah Kodash. Welcome to another live lesson. The name of this one is called Judgment is Coming for You Women. And pretty much, before I got up this morning, I just had like a, one of them kind of like a flash type dream, just something came by quick. And I just saw, I don't know what went down, but I know that this woman did this man wrong. It was a Jake. He had a hat on. And this woman, she was about to catch the bus. And he just rolled up on her across the street as she was crossing the street and just pulled out a shotgun and just blew her face off. And I think he kept shooting her again, and then I just woke up. And immediately as I woke up, the thought came into my mind, like a title was like, Judgment is Coming for You Women, because these women in this society have been allowed to be loose. They've been allowed to be lewd. They've been allowed to do anything that they want to do. And Esau, the so-called white man, doesn't hold them accountable. So they're thinking that that's just the way it should be. There's no penalty for what they're doing. There's no repercussions. There's no jail time. There's no fines. There's no death. That's right. Uriah, the elder Uriah. These women are straight out of order. And shalom to the Akim on the common board and any Aquaf they may be watching. So when that came to my mind, I quickly wrote it down, and then started coming together, and this society is fucked up, man. The society is real fucked up to where men getting together with a woman and having that bond and that unity, in this society is looked down upon, and it's made hard to do, and everything that they do in the society is off of money. You get with a woman, you so-called get married according to Esau, and she gets all the benefits. You have children, she gets the children. That's a good precept, Elder Amawan Gabar. Shalom, brother. That's Micah 7:10. Then she that is mine enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is the Lord thy power? And that's the truth, man. These women are totally and completely out of order because this demon that's ruling has given them that authority. So we're going to go through some precepts. I try to upload this as a thumbnail, this right here. I found a good picture. I was trying to find a picture of women, pretty much in agony. And this is not, you type in women frightened or crying. They have a bunch of acting bitches, with Visine in their eyes, acting like they're crying. But this is real. You can see that they're howling. And this is down in Venezuela, And these women, you better believe that they were out of order. They were talking all kind of shit. They were popping off, being sluts, being whores, being adulteresses, And now when this crisis is coming, they all, all crying and don't know what to do with themselves. Well, this is coming to America, man. This is coming to the world, And you women will be put back in fucking order. You will be put back in order. No doubt about it. Because when all hell breaks loose, the first thing that happens is what? A woman, she wants to be, cool. She wants to be the nicest person. She could have been the bitch of the planet the night before, giving you all kind of hell, throwing pots and pans at you with frying pans, for knives and forks and shit. And then the next day when something breaks out, she wants to be the nicest. Like she was Sarah the whole time. She wants to be pious, like she was Hannah and Sarah, and Leah and Rachel, just a pious woman, But these women will get put back in order, man, very soon. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go into a series of scriptures. We're going to start out, first of all, with Isaiah, the 32nd chapter. Everybody, all brothers know that, or should know that. Isaiah 32nd chapter. And I'm going to go straight down to the point. Isaiah 32:9. It says, rise up, ye women that are at ease. And these women are at ease, man. This is the epitome, the height of these women's power. You know, it started back in, I believe it was the 30s with women's lib, you know, and then into the 60s, the 70s, you know, they started kicking the man out, you know, out of the house because so they can get benefits from the government, and it's been downhill ever since. You know, you see, you know, the man is not in the house. The children are being brought up all fucked up. Anything you teach these children, they take it right out of them. And that's a good scripture, brother. Kingdom is within. Proverbs 31:3. Give not thy strength unto women, nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings. And that's the truth, man. You know, look at that. The brother Yasharahla from the New York camp, GMS Watchman, Texas just elected 17 black women as judges. And this thing is totally out of order. Matter of fact, before I read on there, let's go to the book of 1 Timothy. 1 Timothy chapter 2. And we're just going to go straight to the point. And 9. And like manner also that women adorn themselves. Matter of fact, let me just jump to the point and then we could, because this is good. 11. Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection. What does it mean? Subjection means to be under the rule. Under the rule of who? Under the rule of her man. All right? Meaning that this woman is supposed to be in total obedience to her husband. These women are not like that, you know, and these men out here, a lot of these men out here ain't in order themselves. So you can't expect these women to be in order under them, you know. But you have brothers that are in the truth, you know, that are men of the Lord, you know, that are doing what the Lord said for them to do, and these women still give them hell, and some of them claim that they're believers. Bullshit, you know. And we're gonna read about that. It says, let the woman learn in silence without subjection, but I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. So to have women judges is totally off. And these devils, these Edomites, these devils, these motherfuckers, man, they put the women over them because they worship these fucking women. You know, they worship these fucking women. You know, this is why you have a Statue of Liberty out there, you know, which some say that's a drag. That's a drag. Bam, you didn't see that one coming. You know, but you have that, you know, you have that thing out there in the harbor, which is representative of a woman, you know, because these devils worship the women on top of the Capitol building, I believe it is, down in Washington D.C. You have Persephone or Persophones, however the hell you pronounce her name, up on top of that thing, you know, because they worship the woman, and this is why they're pushing that hot and heavy. That's why they push that Mary worship, you know. The Roman Catholic Church, which Mary is the affront, but really when you go back to it, it's really Semiramis, you know, the Babylonian woman, you know, Cushite woman, you know, the mother of a Nimrod, you know, and the mother of Tammuz. All right. So it says 1 Timothy 2:12, but I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man. So a woman teaching, or a woman that is a judge is usurping authority over a man. That should not be so. Yep, that's right. The brother mysteries of the kingdom, matriarch society. That's what this is, you know. And according to the scriptures, it's supposed to be a patriarch society, and they claim to uphold the laws of the Bible, but that's another lesson. So what I want to do here is I want to go to the word usurp, authority. Authenteo sounds like authentic. It says one who with his own hands kills another or himself, one who acts on his own authority, autocratic. So that's what they're doing, an absolute master. So they're allowing these women to have absolute mastery over men. You know, you have police women, you have lawyers, women that are lawyers, you have women that are judges. You know, everything is totally and completely out of order. You got to understand this. All right, to govern, exercise dominion over one. So women are not supposed to be in a position of authority, because now, before I go back, let's go into let's go into the order of things. Let's go into the order, not the internet of things, but the order of things. Let's go from there to 1 Corinthians. And Yahweh Bashem Yahushai set up this order. All right. 1 Corinthians 11:3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Yahushai, Hamashiach, and the head of the woman is the what? The man. And that has never changed. All right. It says, and the head of Yahushai is the Most High. So the head of the woman is the man. And how? What does that go back to? Well, let's go back to the book of Genesis, the 3rd chapter and the 16th verse. Genesis 3:16. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. That's why women today have birth pains. And in the past they didn't. Before they went off, they didn't have birth pains. And it's going to go back to that in the kingdom. It says, in sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, rule over thee. So if you have a desire to your husband, right? If a woman has a desire to her husband, she's going to do the things that are pleasing unto him to the best of her ability. You know, of course, it's going to, we're not perfect, So there's going to be times where we're going to mess up. There's going to be time when these women mess up, as far as, not obeying their husband. But for the most, they try to do the best they can, But these women do not do that because they don't fear the Lord. They don't fear their man. Because the man is the head of the woman. The man is the woman's God, man. Like I told this one of my ex-demons that I was with. I said, I'm your God. She said, God is my God. I said, no, I'm your God. And she shut down. Now overall, the Most High is a power over all of Israel, of course. Women included, but the man is the God of the woman and the children. And the Most High said it so. So this is so going back to Genesis 3:16, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee, meaning he's going to have the authority over you. All right. Oh boy, is this a scoffer? It's Garfield, Saskatchewan, whatever the hell, Sheckelstein. That sounds like it's Sheckelstein, that motherfucker. Yeah, Sheckelstein, the stone of shekels, you motherfucker. Get out of here. Fucking Satan. Oh man, these what you call it are funny as hell. These damn what you call it, scoffers. All right, so now, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. Because when Cain killed Abel, right? Did not the Lord said that if he doeth well, let me see if I can find that. Right, Genesis 4:7. If thou doest well, shalt thou not be accepted? And if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door, and unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. So he would have been able to rule over Satan, but now Satan is ruling over him. You see? All right, so now let's go back to Genesis 3:16 at the bottom. And thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. All right, so he's supposed to be ruling over the woman. All right, so the woman is supposed to be underneath her husband. Yeah, because that's right. The brother Sam Goldfield. Well, that's probably another scoffer. Women are just objects. Yeah, well, they're more than just objects. They're possessions. That's probably another scoffer. Oh boy, here we go. I guess this is gonna be the scoffing session. Hey, well, it's good because it's been a minute since the scoffers came on here. I guess the natives are getting restless. Let me see what scripture is that. I think that's the Apocrypha, Ecclesiasticus 26. Just bear with me one second. No, or 36. Let me see. Ecclesiasticus 36 and 24. He that getteth a wife beginneth a possession, a help like unto himself, and a pillar of rest. So pretty much the women are a possession, So there you go. The brother GMS Pillar in the Temple put it up. All right, so now let's go back to First Timothy, right? And let's read that again. First Timothy 2:12. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. But leave it up to this devil, the so-called white men, these Edomites, to allow these women to do whatever the hell they want. This is why this shit is all fucked up, man. Because you let this devil run loose, and this devil let these loose women run loose. All right? All right, now let's go back to Isaiah 32:9. Rise up, you women that are at ease, because these women are at ease. You cannot tell me that these women are not at ease. That's such a hard time. They lay down with every Tom, Dick, Harry, and Harriet out there. So they're not frustrated sexually, you know, because when a woman acts up, I mean, you're not supposed to do this, but when a woman acts up, you know, and you don't give her no rod, you know, and then after a while she humbles down so she can get the rod, so she can, you know, be happy again, you know. But in this society, they're laying down with everything: Tom, Dick, Harry, and Harriet. So pretty much they're overly sexed, you know. So it says, rise up, you women that are at ease. In other words, stand up to your feet, and because you're going to be in perils, you're going to be in want, you're going to be in need, just like these women here. What do you think? Why do you think they have those looks on their face? You know, you think they have those looks on their face because everything is going well for them? No, they got those looks on their face because they're catching hell. But then when they're good, they have them super proud looks. You see these women walking, they got these super proud looks, like how dare you look at me? And then they'll come out with the tightest shit on, their titties all hanging out, and if you're a man, you look, they're looking at you like, what the hell are you looking at? Bitch, I'm looking at you. So it says, rise up, you women that are at ease, hear my voice, ye careless daughters, give ear unto my speech. Because the Most High is speaking through his prophets. There's going to be some calamity that's going to befall America and the world that's going to put these women back in order, man. It says, many days and years shall you be troubled. So there's going to be a time where you're going to catch hell. Ask these women down here in Venezuela. You know, I don't see none of them that looks happy. They all look like they're in pain, you know, all crying and bugged out. The Most High is opening up on you women. He's going to do it up here in America, man, because this place needs it, man. This fucking place, if any place ever needed it, is here in this fucking so-called country. It says, many days and years shall you be troubled, you careless women, because they're without care. They're just moving about, you know, like if nothing. There's no hedge there. You know, matter of fact, let's go to the book of Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha. These fucking women, man, I'm telling you. The 25th chapter. And 25th verse. Give the water no passage. Because if you give the water passage, what's going to happen? It's going to go all over the place. Neither a wicked woman liberty to gather broad, because she's going to do the same thing. She's going to go all over the place. Now let's go from there to the, I'm not sure if it's a 36th chapter or just bear with me. 42. Let's go to Ecclesiasticus 42. We're going to jump back around. 42 and 6. It says, sure keeping is good where an evil wife is. So you're supposed to put up a hedge around these women, you know? And this is why when men went to war back in the days, they had what? The chastity belt. Because these women, you give them liberty, they abuse themselves. It says, and shut up where many hands are. Why? Because she will lay down. Some of these women are lightheaded. You know, a guy will tell them the right things, you know, even though she might be head over here is in love with you, the guy say the right words to her, and next thing you know, her legs are up in the air and he's popping the hell out of her. You know? There was another one. Let's go to, let's see, the 36th chapter, is it? Just bear with me 1 second. It might be in the same chapter. Just bear with me 1 second. You know, I'll do it this way. Let me see if I can find it this way. Here we go. Ecclesiastes 36 and 25. Matter of fact, I read it again. He that, to 24th verse, he that getteth a wife beginneth a possession, a help like unto himself, and a pillar of rest, where no hedges, meaning where there's nothing there to keep her in straightly, where no hedges, it says there the possession is spoiled, because she's gonna lay down with anything out there. We're gonna get that too. And he that hath no wife will wander up and down mourning. But the point is, where no hedge is, there the possession is spoiled. So the woman is the man's possession. And if you don't have your possession, like if you have we have horses or sheep and stuff like that, and you don't have a fence around, what do you think is going to happen? They're going to wander off. Same thing with these women, you know. So now let's go from there to the 26th chapter of Ecclesiasticus, and the let's see, what verse is that? I'm going to go to, matter of fact, I'll start at 7. Ecclesiastes 26 and 7. An evil wife is a yoke shaken to and fro. He that hath hold of her is as though he held a scorpion. So you better off living with a scorpion, you know, and be tired as hell, sleepy, falling asleep, but you got to stay awake because, you know, that scorpion is going to sting your ass. You're better off doing that and falling asleep and have that scorpion sting you than to deal with these wicked ass women, man. It says, now I'm not saying that, you know, if you got a woman, you know, you got to cut her off. No, man, if you got a woman, you deal with your woman. You know, that's the Lord gave you that woman. You know, you deal with it. You know, but just know, you know, being instructed through wisdom that these women are treacherous, man, and they're wicked. You know, and having that mentality and being armed with that mentality, you know, and the other scriptures, you're able to maneuver around them, because that's what it is. It's pretty much a maneuvering around them, because these women, they like to play games. Matter of fact, before I read on there, let's go to the book of Ecclesiastes in the Bible, the 7th chapter. Right, and then we'll get back to that scripture we were just reading. Ecclesiastes 7 and 26. And I find more bitter than death the woman. He didn't say the wicked woman or the righteous woman. He just said, I find more bitter than death the woman. Because women are the weaker vessel. They're undisciplined. They're like children. You know, they like to play games. And this is why a lot of these women are going to get put to death, because they like to play games with men. You know, here it is, they'll get with a dude, they'll give him a little something, you know, and then they'll string them along, use them for whatever they want to use them, and then they'll cast them to the curb to get to the next one. You know, and some men don't play that. Matter of fact, let's go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 6. Some men don't play that, man. And then we're going to read this again, Lord's will, but I'm just going to go straight to the point. Proverbs 6:34, for jealousy is the rage of a man. You see, so these women playing around with these men don't understand that they're pretty much playing with fire. You know, they're pretty much playing with fire. I wish somebody was on here that could deal with these goddamn scoffers. That way I didn't have to deal with that, but that's all right. That's part of the condition of the battle, baby. It says, for jealousy is the rage of a man, therefore he will not spare in the day of vengeance. So this is why a lot of these women get put to death, you know, because they come, you know, and they talk shit, you know, they do whatever the hell they want to do. They use a guy, they play with his emotions, you know, they have him, they get him all caught up into them, and then they just throw him and kick him to the curb when they don't need him anymore. And then they go to the next sucker, you know, and that's right. The kingdom is within. Ezra's, that's I believe that's First Ezra 4:27. Many also have perished, have erred and sinned for women. That might be the either first, First Ezra should be First Ezra. Many also have perished, have erred and sinned for women. You know, and for the most part, when Jake gets at through, sometimes they get the man too, but they usually get the man. They don't usually go for the woman, but sometimes they go for that woman. You know. It says, for jealousy is the rage of the man, therefore he will not spare in the day of vengeance. He will not regard any ransom, neither will he rest content, though thou givest many gifts. You know, so you couldn't even pay this man to chill out and back off. You know, because when these women play with men, you see it. You see a spirit on those men. You know, like you have there was a video circulating on YouTube years ago where there's one Latin tribe man. You know, I guess the woman was playing games with him, you know, and he just rolled up. She was inside of I think she was a hairdresser or something like that. He just rolled up in there, you know, and he just killed her, if I'm not mistaken. Then on top of that, when you there was another one where the woman was being interviewed by this reporter about something, and you see the man just strolling up, you know, her ex-man strolling up. He pulled out his gun. And she started running. He just popped up. All you see is a hair flying in the air. You know, hey man, all game playing is gonna stop. These fucking women will get in fucking order, man. They're gonna get in order. Mass death is coming. Mass death is coming to you women. You know, to people in general out here, but mass death is coming to you women, man. You know, because you women got to be put back in fucking order, man. You got to be put back in fucking order. And that ain't no lie. Facts and you know, straight up. I'm just getting like upset, just boiling up in me just thinking about the shit, man. Okay, back in Ecclesiastes 26 and 8. It says a drunken woman and a gatherer abroad cause great anger. This is why you're supposed to have a hedge around these women. Because if you have a woman that's a gatherer abroad, meaning she just walking, she has liberty, what do you think she's going to do with that liberty? She's going to over abuse herself. And this is why this devil got to be put down. Because he's the one that's allowing these women to do this shit that they're doing. The reason why shit is all fucked up, you know, you have a woman, right? She got 5 kids by 7 different dudes. Why do you think that is? I mean, you know, I'm being a little facetious with it, but the reason why you got a woman that have children with by 5, 6, 7 different men is because they got liberty. It says, a drunken woman and a gatherer abroad causes great anger, and that causes great anger. And what you think is going to happen with these men after a while? Even the nicest guy is going to flip, man. Oh boy. All right. It says, and she will not cover her own shame. And what do you think happened? How many times you brothers seen dudes out there, you know a certain chick, she's a skank, a straight up skank. They don't run trains on the bitch. Everybody done nut in her face. Hey, I gotta keep it real, man. You know? And then you got the guy courting the bitch like if she was some exotic model, you know, something, you know, something precious, you know, and then when he's walking with it, you know, they walking hand in hand, or she got her arm around his arm, you know, and as soon as they pass by, the dudes is cracking up. Shit, this dude think he got a virtuous woman, man. You don't know that bitch is a goddamn skank. You know, well, why do you think that is? Because the bitch had too much goddamn liberty. And this is why it says a drunken woman and a gatherer abroad causes great anger, and she will not cover her own shame. And this is why these hoes move from state to state, city to city, to so-called start over again, because their shit is tainted where they were from. It says the whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and eyelids. If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly. And the word straitly means a position of difficulty, you know, because you got to bow these women's head. You know, this is why the older woman was supposed to teach the younger woman how to cook, how to clean, how to maintain the household, how to please her man, how to, you know, maintain the babies. And that's not happening here in this society. This is why you got so many men in jail, so many women in jail. You have so many homosexuals out here, lesbians, and the list goes on and on. A bunch of goddamn degenerates, man. It says, it says, if thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty. So a woman is not supposed to have the liberty that a man has. And there's a reason for that, you know? But in this society, they teach the opposite. You know, men and women can be equal. No, men and women cannot be equal because a woman cannot lift what a man can lift. Why do women need a man? Oh, can you please open this for me? You know, can you lift this up for me over here? Because the Most High did not make the man and the woman equal. There's a reason why a man is stronger. You know? Mentally and physically. In most cases, or some cases. It says, watch over an impudent eye. So you got to watch over because they're impudent. They can't guide themselves. They need instruction. You know, and I hate to quote this dude, but he said it best. You know, if a hoe don't get instruction, she headed for self-destruction. You know, it says, watch over an impudent eye and marvel not if she trespass against thee. Why are you going to be, you know, like a dude find out that his woman is cheating on him? No, not my woman. No, she ain't like that, man. She's my girl. She different, man. She different from them other hoes out there. You know, but how you know that? Well, I know, man. I know in my heart, man. I know that, man. She's good to me, though, man. Shut the fuck up, man. You don't know what the fuck you talking about. These women are skanks. And what you see in front of you is nothing but a goddamn mask. It's an act. You know, it's a goddamn act. And when you meet a woman, a man, that's a fucking act. That's a big mask. You know, and then once you get to know each other, then the real person comes out, who they really fucking are. It says, watch over an impudent eye and marvel not if she trespass against thee. She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he has found a fountain. What do you think they're going to do? They're going to blow the rods out there, man. You know? It says, and drink of every water near her. So she's going to lay down with all kind of dudes, man. As a matter of fact, I knew a chick back in the days, you know, when I was growing up. She was a fucking pretty much a slut of the block. You heard of Jenny on the block, or well, I say Jenny on the cock, but you know that was a slut of the block, man. They're what they call a project hoe, and everybody was running up in her, man. They have a bad reputation. Why? Because and you know what? There was no man in the house. It was all women. It was her mother and her two other sisters. You know, and she was a product of that. And I know. It says she will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he has found a fountain, drink of every water near her. It says by every hedge will she sit down. You know, with every dude. You know, it says and open her quiver against every arrow. So every dude that lays down with her, they pop them. You know, that's why they have all kind of children, all type of diseases, because there's nothing there to balance things out. And this fucking devil that allows this shit to go on you got women's lib, you got the Me Too movement, you got these lesbians, you got these women playing games, which you're gonna get back to that. You have adultery going on big time. You have abortions. You know, and the majority of abortions that are out there are so-called black women, so-called Latino women. You know, they're the main ones that are having the most abortions out there. Because they want to be a slut on Sunday and then come, you know, a couple of weeks later when they find out they're pregnant, they want to get a goddamn abortion. Why? Because there's no one there to put a stop to that shit. There's no one there to tell them right from wrong. There's no one there to guide them in the right direction. All right, so now I'm going to stop there and let's go back to Ecclesiastes, the 7th chapter and the 26th verse. And I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets. What do you think snares and nets are? They're traps. Matter of fact, just for the sake of it, let's just look it up. The word snares. H4685 Matazawad. Siege works bulwark, hunting implement, net. So what is that? A trap, net, fastness, stronghold. So it's a net. It says a net for capturing animals or fishes. So they're let's go back. It says matter of fact, let's get the other one. Her hands are snares and nets. The word net is H2764, charam, which is a thing devoted, thing dedicated, band, devotion, a net, thing perforated, have been utterly destroyed, appointed to utter destruction. And they usually a doomed object, abstractly extermination. These women are, whoa, you know what? Man, Tommy's right, man. He calls them the, what, Terminatrix? What the hell does he call them? The T-1000 or whatever he calls them, these women, So they're set up to destroy men. BT-1000, yeah, at the water, brother. Then you have those. Are those the young ones or the older ones? Because I know you got the young chicks that he calls, and then he got the older ones that he calls something else, But hey, man, this scripture pretty much. Oh, that's the young ones. Okay, at the water, brother. This scripture pretty much backs up what he's saying, man. Because they're set up for destruction, and we're gonna read along and or go back. It says I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets, meaning their minds, because the word heart goes back to the Hebrew word lab, which means mind, right? Salaki, brothers. It says, whoso pleaseth the Most High shall escape from her. So if their hands, and their hands as bands. Let's go to the word bands. Because they're constantly thinking of ways to trap you. And this is why women, when they figure you out, when you're a mystery, they love you. But when they figure you out, they cast you out. When you bow down to them and you, oh baby, I'll do everything. I'll do anything for you, baby. I'll do anything for you. You get down on your knees and kiss her feet and all that. She looking at you like, man, get the and you see that in these women. They're walking around with a simp ass simp, and they don't respect him. They're walking in front of him. He's talking to her. She's just ignoring him. They don't respect you, man. Because when they conquer you, they don't respect you, because a woman is made to be conquered, man. I don't give a damn who don't like it. All right, now her hands as bands. It's H612. Asa war. It says band, bond, house of bonds, prison. So these women got a lot of these men prisoners, man. That's right. Brother Gaboria Howard said these hoes respect power. And it's true. It's true. All they respect is power. Power and fame and money. Even my man, what's his name? Tom Likas said that. Women respect money and power and fame. Yep, that's right. The brother Jim has joined unto the Lord. That's why they gravitate to Esau, and that's exactly why they do that. Because you mean to tell me the greatest men on the planet, the Israelite man, beginning with the Judite man on down, that women don't desire these men more than Esau, that cave beast? But why do they gravitate to him? Because he got the power, he got the money, and if they want to go anywhere, they got to get with him and bring them demons. The demons of these devils. So it's a house of bonds. So let's read that again. We gotta savor this. It says Ecclesiastes 7:26. And I find more bitter than death the woman. More bitter than death. And why did Solomon come to this conclusion? Because he had 1,000 women, and he checked them all out. Okay, he didn't check them all out. Okay. That's an inside joke. And he didn't find not one of those women that was righteous and virtuous. It says, whose heart is snares and nets, meaning their minds are constantly weaving thoughts in their mind of how can they get you? How can they destroy you? Hey, look at because Samson had 2 women. He had the one woman, I don't believe they gave her name, and she got out of him to the riddle. And then the second one, Damn, I can't believe I forgot her name. Delilah, you know, she kept working on his mind and working on him until she finally got his secrets out of him. And what happened? He got destroyed. It says, and her hands as bands, they're constantly trying to trap you up. Why don't you give me a Saturday? Why don't you do this with me? Why can't you do that with me? You know, trying their best to pull you away from the truth. You always in that Bible. You know? It says, whoso pleases the Most High shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. That's why you got a lot of men in prison right now. Matter of fact, let me just hold that right quick. Let's go to the book of the Apocrypha. Let's go to the book of what is that? First Ezra 4. I'm not sure the exact verse, so bear with me 1 second. Okay, beautiful. Went right to it. All right. I'm gonna start at damn. I'm sorry. First Ezra 4:22. By this also you must know that women have dominion over you, and that's the truth. Hold it now. Let's go to the book of Isaiah. Chapter 3 and 12. I'm sorry, in chapter 3, and yeah, I believe it is 12. Yep. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. And that's the truth. Especially in this society, the women rule over Jake in this society. It says, oh my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err. And these leaders push that shit too. And destroy the way of thy paths. Because the way of our path is what? To get back to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, not to be following these women or this world or these Edomites. Why? Because that is the path to destruction. So now going back to First Ezra 4, it says, do ye not labor and toil and give and bring all to the woman? And you have men that are like that. They will fucking work all week, busting their asses, the hardest job on the planet, and they'll give the whole paycheck to their women. And their women divvies out to them what they can spend for the week. Say, what? Yo, these men, you men out there, you got to go too, man. You got them simps, you got to go too, man. The Most High is going to destroy you too. You fucking cucks. It says, yea, a man taketh his sword and goeth his way to rob and to steal, to sail upon the sea and upon rivers, and looketh upon a lion and goeth in the darkness. And when he hath stolen, spoiled, and robbed, he bringeth it to his love. My goodness, man. Wherefore a man loveth his wife better than a father or mother, Yea, many there be that have run out of their women and become servants for their sakes. You know, we know of a situation with a certain individual that just got out of prison after about almost 20 years, you know, and you know, he went to prison because of a woman. You know, he had this woman, she had him, you know, she had him whooped, and then she was a demon, she was popping other dudes, and he found out one of the dudes she was popping, and he rolled up on the dude, and the dude, I think he tried to jump out the window or some shit, and he shot him in the back, and the dude ended up in a wheelchair. He ended up doing, I think they gave him 10 years, and then he cursed the judge, I better not catch you out in the streets when I get out. So the judge said, oh yeah, he gave him another 10 years. He just recently got out, and he's out there talking all kind of shit right now. You know, y'all probably seen him talking shit on YouTube, you know. But the Lord judged his ass. He caused a woman to make him become a servant for almost 20 years in prison. It says, many also have perished, have erred, and sinned for women. You know, that's pretty much it now. That's pretty much it on that. So let's go back to Ecclesiastes 7. And let's go to the book of, Ecclesiastes 7 and 27. It says, behold, this have I found, saith the preacher, counting one by one to find out the account. So he was making a comparison with all the women that he had, asking questions and doing certain things to see which one of these women was righteous, right? He did the same thing with men also. He asked them questions, and, you know, and just to find out where their mind was at, because King Solomon was a very wise king. It says, which yet my soul seeketh, but I find not. One man among 1,000 have I found. So he said, one man among 1,000 has he found. So out of every 1,000 men, there was one man that was righteous, that was virtuous, that was pious, right? He said, but a woman among all those have I not found. Why? Because women are by nature wicked, right? It says, now check this out. It says, lo, this only have I found. So out of all his searches, right, that he searched high and low, he searched 1,000 men, there was one righteous. He searched 1,000 women, there was none righteous. It says, lo, this only have I found, that the Most High had made man upright, not women, because women are the weaker vessel. And this is why Satan, the serpent, went to Eve. It says, but they have sought out many inventions. But man, even though man is upright, you know, they sought out many inventions. And this is why they come into the situations where they're at, you know, and this is the reason why Adam fell, because of his woman, you know. So now let's see what else we got. See what else we got. Let's go back to Isaiah 32. And I want to get that scripture that the brother posted at the beginning of the lesson. And let me just hold on to that on deck. All right. Isaiah 32:10. Many days and years shall you be troubled, ye careless women. For the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones, because they have been careless. You know, they laying down with all different types of dudes, because all these different type of dudes, which are simps, got money, and they can pay for their rent, pay for their bills, pay for their clothing. You know, they got the best of everything, the best, the most expensive and best perfumes out there, stilettos and different shoes and different name brand gear. You know, whether it's jeans or skirts or dresses, hats. You know, jewelry, accessories, and all of that. But it says, tremble, ye women that are at ease, be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you and make you bare, because the Lord is going to strip these women of all of that. Because what do you think is going to happen when society breaks down and collapses? They're going to be looking to what? To be taken care of. Because women are not independent. They're independent in this society because the so-called white man told them so. But they're by nature, they're not independent. And that's a good scripture, brother. Harry 2, 1 Timothy 5:6. But she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth. And that's the truth, man. Because she's not being led down the right path. You know? And shalom to the brother out there in Australia, GMS Australia. And like I said, the rest of you Akim on the common board, Ecclesiasticus 25 and 24. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. And this is, and then, you know, everybody today, especially these women, they say, well, you know, Adam was the one that went off. No, the woman, Eve, went off first. And she gave to Adam. No, the man went off. No, Eve went off. The scriptures tell you that Eve went off. Who did the serpent come to? Did he come to Adam? No, he came to Eve. It says, strip you and make you bare and gird sackcloth upon you. All that fancy shit that you got on, take that shit off and put on sackcloth, because you're going to be mourning. And when this society collapses, which it will collapse very soon, hopefully this year, these women will be in mourning. They're going to be, their weave is going to be all fucked up. Their hair is going to be all fucked up. Their nails are going to be all fucked up. They're going to be biting their nails. They're going to, their mascara and their lipstick and all that's going to be all smeared and smothered all over the place. The clothes are going to be all ripped and torn, and they're going to be in a bad case, you know, because by nature, it says, gird sackcloth upon your loins. By nature, a woman is supposed to be under her man. When you jump up to the beginning of the chapter, Isaiah 32:2, it says, and a man shall be as an hiding place from the wind. What does the wind represent? It represents this calamity, or these calamities that's coming. Does that say in the last time, perilous time shall come? So a man, an Israelite man, well, wait a minute, hold it now. Let's go from there to the book of Isaiah 13 and 12. It says, It says, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. What do you think this is talking about? This is talking about the Israelite man. And not just an Israelite man, a man of the Lord, men of the elect. The men that are out here slaving for Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and teaching Yahweh Bashem Yahushai's word and bearing the brunt of the heat and bearing the cold, you know, and dealing with all the slanders and all the falsities that are coming out and people talking shit and still holding on and fighting. What do you think is going to happen? Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is going to protect his men. So the Lord said, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. So what do you think happens to the world when you have the finest of something? You know, they want it and they come after it, they covet it. You know, what do you think the gold rush was all about? People were moving out west for what? For gold. But now let's say you had the most precious gold. People are going to go for that. So the men of the Lord of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai are going to be more precious than the finest gold out here. And they're going to be highly sought after in that day. And it's going to be beautiful. All right. So let's go back to, where are we? Isaiah 32:2. And a man shall be as an hiding place from the wind. So a man of the Lord of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is going to be the one to be able to protect these women when all hell breaks loose. It says, and a covert from the tempest. And what is a tempest? Another code for this destruction that's coming. Because when a tempest come and the wind come, they're not prejudiced. They smash everything in their path. So when this society collapses and Jacob's trouble come, these devils are not going to spare anything. They're going to just go to work. It says, and a covert from the tempest as rivers of water in a dry place. Like, you know, when you're in a desert and you're thirsty and you're dying of thirst and you're about to drop dead and you see some water and it's not a mirage, it's actual water, and you're able to dunk your head in there and drink that water, what happens? Your spirit comes back into you. Like happened with Samson after he killed, I believe it's after he killed the Philistines, 1,000 Philistines with the jawbone of an ass, right? You know, and afterwards he was thirsty. There was no water. And he said, Lord, did you give me this great victory, you know, to let me die of thirst? And then the water came, you know, the water came, I forget if it came out of a rock or whatever it was, and he was able to drink it. And it said that his spirit came back into him because he was about to drop dead from thirst. So these women are going to be like that. They're going to be thirsty as hell out here in these streets, you know, and they're not going to have any protection. And they're going to be looking for the protection. And who is that protection going to be? The man of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right. It says, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. The same thing. If you're walking in the desert and it's hot as fuck, you know, even when you're walking out, you know, in the city and it's hot as hell, what do? You're trying to come up under some tree, some type of shade to give you some relief from that sun. And what do you think that sun represents? That sun represents this devastation that's going to come. And every turn you're going to have is going to be nothing but agony and pain and misery and horrifying visions, man. Horrifying things that are going to be happening out here. And these women are going to look for a place where they can be comfortable, where they can rest, where they can be protected, where they can feel safe. I'm telling you, man. So now that we went through that, I'm going to hold on Isaiah, the 3rd chapter, which we'll get to that, Lord's will. But let me see what else I have here. We hit that. You know what? Let's go to oh, and another thing before we go to that, another thing, you know what? No, let me deal with this first here. Let's go to the book of, and then we could jump up from there. Now let's deal with it, because this liberty that these devils have given these women has caused what? Great adultery to pass amongst the nation of Israel. You know what? Let's go from there to the book of Hosea, chapter 4:1. Hear the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, ye children of Israel. For the Lord hath a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth nor mercy nor knowledge of the Most High in the land. By swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committing adultery, they break out, and blood toucheth blood. So now let's go from there to the book of Exodus chapter 20, because that's a commandment, right? Everybody's always talking about the commandments. You keep the commandments, the commandments. Well, this is a commandment. Exodus 24, thou shalt not, I'm sorry, is it the fourth verse? Just bear with me 1 second. All right, now I wrote down the wrong Salakia. Just bear with me so I can find it. Exodus 20 and 14. Okay, I wrote down the wrong verse, Salakia. Exodus 20 and 14. It says, thou shalt not commit adultery. Now, what is adultery? Adultery is when you have a married woman that lays down with another man outside of her husband. A man can only commit adultery if he lays down with a woman that is already married. But if a man has multiple women, there's nothing wrong with that as long as neither one of those women are married. But a woman that has a husband, she cannot be married to another man. She cannot lay down with another man, because that is the very true definition of adultery. Another word is fornication. Fornication is not extramarital sex or sex out of wedlock or whatever the hell they say. Fornication is the same thing as adultery, whether it's spiritual or physical. All right. So now, what is the penalty for committing adultery? Let's go from there now to Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 10. It says, and the man that committeth adultery with another man's wife, see, not with his multiple wives, with another man's wife, even he that committeth adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress shall surely be put to death. So this is the penalty for that, right? So in this society, you got people that blatantly are committing adultery. They make songs about it. You know, they brag about it. Matter of fact, they can't get off unless they know that this particular woman that they have is another, belongs to another man. They get off on that shit, even into their old age. So now, before I make that point, before we go making that point, right? Let's go real quick to the book of is Ecclesiastes 25? Yep. Let's go to Ecclesiastes 25 and the second verse. I just want to make a point here, because some of these people, men and women alike, and even into their old age, they are adulterers. And you would think after a while the shit would get old, but some of these old motherfuckers out here, they're committing adultery, but it's like to them, it's almost like it's new and exciting, like they never did it before. You know, they thrive off of that shit, right? So this is Ecclesiastes 25 and 2. 3 sorts of men my soul hateth, and I am greatly offended at their life. A poor man that is proud, a rich man that is a liar, and an old adulterer that doteth. Now I looked that word up, doteth, right? So we're gonna get it. The dote, D-O-A-T, is an old spelling for dote, D-O-T-E. So dote, D-O-A-T is like an obsolete spelling. The new spelling is D-O-T-E, right? So let's go to this. The definition for dote is be extremely and uncritically fond of. You know what? Let me go to the this one kind of gives it a better meaning. If I could find the free dictionary. Here we go. Free dictionary online. It says dote, to love to an excess or foolish degree. All right, so pretty much, you know, you figure like once you get a brand new car, you're all into the car, right? And after a while, it's just a car, you know. And then after a while, you don't really pay attention, just get in and drive it, you know. And you don't really get excited until you get another car. Well, these old adulterers, they act every time they commit adultery. It's like an exciting thing for them. and it never gets old to them. You know, and this is why this Sirach, you know, or this I forgot what the grandfather's name is. Was it Sirach or what it was? He said that these three sorts of men he hates. His soul hated. The last one is an old adulterer that doteth. All right. So now let's go back to Leviticus 20 and 10. And the man that committed adultery with another man's wife, even he that committed adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteresses shall surely be put to death. And that's going on in the world today, especially here in America. And there's no penalty. So that means there's an open door for this particular transgression that hasn't been shut yet. And this is why the Lord is bringing this destruction. It's not only to cleanse this land of the blood that was shed in it by Esau, but also all of all this wickedness that's going on in this country. It says, okay, so we read, it says, by swearing and lying and killing, this back in Hosea 4:2, and stealing and committing adultery, they break out, and blood touches blood. You know, it says, therefore shall the land mourn, and people in America are going to be mourning. This was dealing with ancient Israel back in the days, but you could apply this today. The things that were written aforetime were written for our learning. And everyone that dwelleth therein shall languish with the beasts of the field and with the fowls of heaven. Yea, the fishes of the sea also shall be taken away. So there's going to be a penalty for that. Now let's go from there to the book of Zacarhy 14, which again, this happened back then, but it's, you know, but really this is going to happen in this time, because although you had many different captivities where Jake went through different situations, this is going to happen here. Zacarhy 14:1. Behold, the day of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai cometh, and thy spoil shall be divided in the midst of thee. For I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle, and the city shall be taken, and the houses rifled, and women ravished. There's going to be a lot of rape going on in these times. You know, what do you think happens when they show you these different movies when society collapses? The women and children are fair game. You know, the men most of the time they just put them to death, but the women and children they rape them, they put, you know, they make slaves out of them. That movie The Road, you know, the woman told them, you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna come and get us. They're gonna rape your son, and then they're gonna kill us, and then they're gonna eat us, because that's another thing that's coming back too, cannibalism. So these women out here, man, it's not gonna be in the up and coming times of Jacob's trouble. It's not gonna be good to be a woman out there that's not protected by her husband, that's not protected under the hedge of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and her husband. All right, so it says in half. That's right, brother. The brother Elder Yashawama. There is not enough fear of the Lord in Israel nor in the world. That's right. Yep, that's right. The brother Gabar Yahweh. These hoes' beauty gonna be accursed. That's right. It says, and half of the city shall go forth into captivity, and the residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city. You know, and then, you know, you're gonna have a lot of these people that are gonna be grabbed up, especially these women that's gonna be thrown in these concentration camps. You know, and what do you think is going to happen? I was watching the movie What Happened to Monday, which I had watched it before, but I watched it again yesterday, you know, in a different light, and pretty much, you know, they're going to be cracking down, man. You know, like in I believe it's in China now, they have the one-child policy, you know, and things are getting, you know, and this is crazy because the majority of women out there, the so-called black women and Latino women, they're killing their babies, you know, by the tons, but there's still too many people. These so-called these Edomites say that there's still too many people on the planet. You know, that's sustainable living, so-called sustainable living. So now let's go from there, because that's going to be one of the penalties outside of hunger and concentration camps and all the other judgments that are coming, being eaten by wild beasts out there. These women don't know how to. See, these women don't know how to cook. Some of them. What the hell you think is going to happen to them, you know, when all hell breaks loose? And I'm glad the brother mentioned Venezuela. Trying to see the brother Church of Yahweh Yahweh Shai 144. It said I was watching a documentary of Venezuela that's the spirit. Yeah, because I wanna watch it. I have it in my to watch later. And this is what's going on down there. These women, you best believe they was proud as hell at one time, sluts, laying down with all kind of dudes. But now that there's a crisis, they want to start crying. This is coming to America, man. All right, so now let's go from there to Lamentations chapter 5, and I'm going to start at the 7th verse. It says, our fathers have sinned and are not, and we have borne their iniquities. Servants have ruled over us. There is none that doth deliver us out of their hand. And Esau right now is ruling. You know, the Lord is going to deliver us out of his hand, but we're still under his hands right now. And the Lord said that this devil is the Most High sword. So what do you think he's going to do? He's going to use this devil to execute his vengeance upon Israel. You know, the so-called negroes, latinos, and Native American Indians. It's going to get bad out here, man. Since we got our bread with the peril of our lives. So when society breaks down, the only thing you're going to be thinking about is your survival and the survival of your family, which includes being able to put clothes on their back, food, you know, in their stomachs, and mostly food in their stomachs and some type of shelter. And everybody's going to be trying to do the same exact thing. And the ones that are stronger, you know, like they say, the law of the jungle, only the strong survive. So in that day, when this thing happened, how about be on our side to protect us from these things that are coming? That's the only way to really get through all of this, because there's many different pitfalls. Some people are going to die of starvation. Some people are going to die by just getting shot. Some people are going to get mauled by wild beasts. Some people are going to get tortured in these camps and be put to death in these camps. You know, and at the end of if they make it through all of that, at the end is what? The missiles and the beams from the chariots. So it's going. We can't say it enough, man. We got our bread with the peril of our lives because of the sword of the wilderness. See, our skin was black like an oven because of the terrible famine, and this was the southern kingdom that was in Jerusalem and the surrounding areas at that time when the Babylonians came in, you know, and they were starving, you know, because these devils were at that time the Babylonians were taking everything. You know, but this is coming again back here in America in a big way. They ravished the women in Zion. What do you think the word ravish means? To rape. So every time there was war and a particular, check that out. The word is H6031. Aina, ravished. It says to be occupied, be busied with. You know, to humble oneself. This is to ravish. Right? Which should be the same word that you find in Deuteronomy, the 22nd chapter and the 24th verse, and on down, the 29th verse, which is the main verse. Ravished, raped. So these women are going to be in for a rude awakening. Because this society, when this society collapses and there's anarchy in the street, nothing's going to do. There ain't going to be no police out there. The police are going to be running for cover. They ravished the women in Zion and the maids in the cities of Judah. See? So you have the women. You know, you see women like this, these young women, you don't think they're gonna get got? Virgins, you know, women that, you know, these devils don't have no morals, man. All right, so now let's go from there to the book of 2nd Ezra 10 and 22, which is pretty much along the same lines. And we're gonna get ready to close out 2nd Ezra 10 and 22. And it says, our psaltery is laid on the ground. Our song is put to silence. Our rejoicing is at an end. The light of our candlestick is put out. The ark of our covenant is spoiled. Our holy things are defiled. And the name that is called upon us is almost profaned. See, Israel. Our children are put to shame. Our priests are burnt. Our Levites are gone into captivity. Our virgins are defiled. And our wives ravished. Our righteous men carried away, our little ones destroyed, our young men are brought in bondage, and our strong men are become weak. You know, and this is all because, you know, of the transgressions of Israel. This is our 2nd Ezra 16 and 68. For behold, the Most High himself is the judge. Fear him. I'm sorry, 68. For behold, matter of fact, I read 67. Behold, the Most High himself is the judge. Fear him. Leave off from your sins and forget your iniquities, to meddle no more with them forever. So shall the Most High lead you forth and deliver you from all trouble. See, so what? Because trouble is coming, man. Trouble is coming. Now, do we go off? Yeah, we go off. You know, but the thing is, you know, to do the best that you can. But Jake out here, they don't have no discipline. They don't have any guidelines. No, nothing to hedge them in. They do whatever the hell they want to do. And even when you tell them, they look at that don't apply to me. I don't know what you're talking about. I'll do whatever the hell I want to do. I'm my own man. All right? Be your own man. But when hell start coming down upon you, don't be looking, you know, to try to save your skanky ass hide. Don't think that the Lord is going to allow you to be safe. It says, behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols. Why? Because the fierceness of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahshua is going to be upon these devils, because they are the Most High sword. It says, yeah, that's right, brother. GMS11 bread, no standards. Jake has no standards out here. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot. So, man, if you go this way, they got them. If they go that way, they got you. You know, inside joke, but it's the truth. It's going to be, and most Jakes out here, they have no survival skills, man. They don't know how to hunt. They don't know how to make something as small as a fire. They don't know how to make. They don't know how to do nothing. If you ain't got a McDonald's or a Chinese restaurant down the street, they don't know how to do shit. So Jake is in a bad, and this is why back in the days, your father would, you know, teach the man, you know, his skill that he had, and he also teach him survival skills. You know, on the farm, you know, how to plant, how to pluck up, you know, when to wait for the right time to pluck, you know, how to raise cattle, how to do this, how to do that. Jake lost all of that, man. The nature of herbs and, you know, and all of that. Lost everything. You know? So it says, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities, so these cities are going to be on lockdown, a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. So you Israelites are going to be hurting. You know? It says, they shall be like madmen, sparing none. Why? Because the Lord is going to have a spirit on these devils. Like you see right now, these cops, they have a spirit on them where they're choking you. I can't breathe, I can't breathe, I can't breathe. The more you say you can't breathe, the more they choke you. They have no sympathy. They have no soul, man. But it's the spirit of the Lord is upon them to do that. Because this is the Most High's judgment, man, that he's bringing upon the earth. You don't want to listen to my prophets? Well, guess what? This take that, you know? It says, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord, for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. Because people are going to look and say, damn, all this chaos is going on, but those men over there, they're not being touched, you know? And some of them are going to try to come over there and ain't going to make it. Because you've been warned over and 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 over again, and you still ain't take heed. So guess what? When the time comes, the Lord is not gonna hear you. It says, "Hear, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord. Behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for the Most High is your guide." And I'm gonna leave you with this last precept because my phone is getting low, which means that we has to go. Yep, it's over the hour mark. It's an hour 14 minutes. So I'm gonna leave you with this precept here in Proverbs, the first chapter, 22. How long, you simple ones, will you love simplicity, and scorners delight in their scornings, and fools hate knowledge? Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you. So if you don't turn to the Lord, what's going to happen? You ain't going to be protected. And because I have called and you refused, I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded. Why? Because You refuse now and nothing happens to you right away. That's why it says, because sentence against the evil work is not executed speedily, the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. Because they, you talking that bullshit. You said that to me last year. Ain't nothing happened to me yet. Yeah, but the Lord is, judgment is not lingering. It's not going to linger. It says, but you have said at naught all my counsel, and with none of my reproof. I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. So the Most High is going to be laughing at you when you're running down the street, trying to get away from them. Oh, Lord Jesus, help me. Please help me, Lord. Oh, please help me. You know, and you have them FEMA troops or whatever troops out there got you in their scope, and you're trying to run it. You know, another one bites the dust. And the Most High is going to be laughing at you, man. And we're going to be laughing, you know. It says, when your fear cometh as desolation and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you, because it's going to be distress, there's going to be, it's called a time of trouble for a reason. It ain't called a time of party. It's called a time of trouble. It says, when your fear cometh as desolation and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. It says, for that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. So Jacob had do not fear the Most High. They fear the white man, they fear Esau, but they don't fear the Most High. They would none of my counsel, they despise all my reproof, eat of the fruit of their own way, and be filled with their own devices. For the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them. Yeah, because Jake figured that they're doing good. We need the Most High for what? God, come on, man. I'm doing good, you know? And they think that the Most High is with them because they're doing good. It says, but whoso hearkeneth unto me shall dwell safely and shall be quiet from the fear of evil. And the word evil means bad times. So bad times are coming. The time of Jacob's trouble is coming. And you women are going to be in the heart of that. You're going to be catching hell because you're proud, you're promiscuous, you're undisciplined, you know, you're not chaste, you just do whatever the hell you want to do, and the Lord is going to deal with you, man. The Most High is going to destroy you, you know. So with that, you know, I hope you brothers have been edified. You know, it's 2019, the year of the Charagma. The Lord's will, this be the year that these devils implement that, you know. But they're definitely pushing it. They're pushing it hard. They've been pushing it hard from last year. They're going to even push it even harder this year. You know, so watch out for the mark of the beast, which is the microchip. And you women, you in trouble, man. You know, but you women out there that are with brothers, just do right by the man that you're with. And when the time comes, he'll be protected and you'll be protected. You know, so with that, I hope you brothers have been edified. Till the next time I say, Shalom.